everyone, it's Ellie here, and today we are going to be doing a draft analysis for the UPBA. I'm very excited for this video and content creation in general. It's been a very long time since I've kind of made videos and done any kind of Wi-Fi draft league content, so it's been a fair few years since I've done some Wi-Fi content, so we're going to have major throwbacks to I guess the PTL, and I say PTL, that's not a Wi-Fi league, so PPL. So throwback to that, but yeah, it's been, like I say, it's been a while since I've done any kind of content creation, so I may be a bit rusty, so please bear with me on that front. Also, we're just going to ignore the fact that this is happening and this is happening, okay? I don't know what's going on with my nose. I'm a little bit ill at the moment, so my voice is a bit messed up, but you know what, fuck it, we're here, we're ready to do stuff. And also, I don't know how to crop facecam in Streamlabs OBS, so if any of you guys use that in the comments, please let me know. So we've got this scuffed region down here, but you know what, fuck it, it is what it is. So right now what you are seeing is my draft for UPBA this season. There are some scary coaches and scary teams. I believe this is season 4. And there is some really tough competition, so we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us. I decided to go with no draft plan. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to kind of pick up things that I've not used before and kind of try and have fun with it. And hopefully patch up some things here and there when they crop up and I notice them. So we went into this with no draft plan. We were 3rd overall pick of the draft, my side, and as you can see on the screen, Ubers/S tiers are allowed, which means I get to pick up Pheromosa as my turn 1, or my round 1 pick. Honestly, this was kind of a toss-up between Genesect and Pheromosa, both kind of similar reasons why I wanted to pick them. Personally, I believe U-turn is one of the best moves in Draft League format, and having, I don't know, arguably the best U-turner in the game as a turn 1. I say turn 1, what's wrong with me? As a round 1 pick is pretty strong. I do kind of regret not picking Genesect. Obviously, it would have given me the Steel type right off the bat. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. So yeah, I picked up Pheromosa mainly because of its fucking huge ass speed tier, and just general offensive stats in general. And also, how many times do you get to say, oh yeah, I use Pheromosa in a Wi-Fi draft league? Like, it doesn't come around often. Whereas I have used Genesect before, maybe not in, you know, Wi-Fi draft league format, but I have used it on Showdown. And I've had a lot of fun with it, but I thought, you know what, Pheromosa is kind of unique, and it's not really an opportunity I'd probably ever get to have again, whereas Genesect is kind of slightly less busted in my opinion. So yeah, so we picked up Pheromosa. I'm really excited to use this thing. Absolutely terrifying offensive stats. It will die to a Light Breeze, which is fine. And obviously we've picked up a quad weakness right off the bat, but you know what, it's not the end of the world, because let's be honest, it doesn't matter if he's got a quad weakness, because it's just going to die to a fucking quick attack anyway. Yeah, super excited to use this thing. It's got Rapid Spin, it's got Quiver Dance. Like, I don't know if I'll ever use a Quiver Dance set, but you know, it is likely. It is likely, and my phone's going off. Very good. I'm just gonna turn off my phone real quick. I'm just gonna turn that around. I'm gonna ignore it. That's not here. My apologies. But yeah, it does like a little bit of coverage on the special side, but you know what? It's not what it's here for. It's here to click buttons, and buttons it shall click. So yeah, that's Pheromosa. Second up, we've got the Galarian Slowking. Now, it may not be a round 2 pick. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but because I was so far back, I wanted to use this. This is one of the things that I absolutely wanted to use this season, which is why I did pick it up round 2. It's something I haven't used before, but I've always wanted to pick up, and you know what? I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna use it. I've seen Jack use it really well, and kind of, you know, a regenerator core kind of fits into my playstyle pretty well. I like to play balance, but I have a feeling that I'm not going to be doing that this season. I have a feeling that I am going to be playing more of a kind of offensive playstyle, which is going to bring me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But you know what? I'm here for it. But Galarian Slowking is really, really strong, and it can be used in a lot of different ways. You can use it as a, you know, just a bulky pivot, or you can use it as a Trick Room sweeper. It's quite a versatile mon in that regard, but I'm really excited to use it. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to pick it up round 2, so here we are. Tons of coverage. Regen mon, like what more can you really say about it, to be honest? But yeah, super excited to use it, and hopefully it'll do a lot of stuff for me this season. Next up, we have Zapdos, one of my tried and tested favourites of the Draft League format. I love this mon to death. I've drafted it in a lot of teams previously. It's one of my comfort mons. I feel like I use it quite well. So we'll see. Hopefully I do manage to do that this season. Again, a really strong bulky offensive pivot, but also really strong offensively as well, especially with the addition of heavy duty boots to the game. It's just such a good mon in my opinion. You can be sub-toxic with pressure, you can be, you know, bulky pivot with static, hopefully catching those U-turns and punishing them and stuff like that. Zapdos is a really cool, fun mon. And with the likes of Hurricane and Weather Ball, you know, that's going to be doing some damage and some shenanigans this season for sure. Yeah, I like Zapdos. It's a really great mon. The only thing that I'm noticing at the moment is my speed tiers aren't exactly amazing, but you know what, it's fine, it is what it is, and I'm sure we'll kind of deal with that as the season goes on, but you know, we'll see. Next up we have Tyranitar, picking up another quad weakness for the team, but you know what, it's fine, fuck it, who cares? We've got two of the best fighting wizards in the entire game, so I thought, well, you know, I kind of need a rocker at this point, and also I kind of need something to deal with, I guess, bulky psychics. Yes, Pheromosa is there, but it's not going to be switching into it ever, obviously. So I wanted something to deal with, like, offensive psychic types as well, which I thought Tyranitar was like a really nice fit for the core so far. And it also gives me a Stealth Rock. It gives me setup options as well with Dragon Dance and Rock Polish if I wanted to. But Tyranitar is also a mon that I have used well in the past, and I've seen Jack use really well as well. So he's taught me well, I suppose, and I'm looking forward to using this this season. I think, again, it's just another versatile mon. You can bring it specially defensive, you can bring it offensive, both specially and physically. Insane coverage on kind of both sides of the spectrum. And yeah, it's got some really good kind of supportive options there as well. So again, yeah, just kind of drafting kind of versatile mons at the moment. Super excited to use this thing. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Next up we have Seismitoad. Once more, another quad weakness for the team. Are you sensing a theme here, guys? I don't know. Honestly, Seismitoad fits in really well with this team. I don't have a grass weakness at all. Like, so far, like, nothing really gives a shit about grass types on my team. Yeah, we got this T-Star there, but, like, I'm not, you know, that's whatever. But, you know, Zapdos, Slowking, and Pheromosa really do not give a shit about grass types. And 9 times out of 10, you don't really want to bring grass coverage against this team, because I've got so many switch-ins so far. So yeah, so I was lacking hazards, and I was like, you know what, I'm not always going to clip rocks on Tyranitar. This is kind of the round that bulky waters were starting to go, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to pick up my tried and trusted Seismitoad. I've used it in PCL this season, and it served me really well. I also kind of needed a check to, like, Anidos, and I was like, you know what, Seismitoad's pretty good for that. It gives me another rocker, it gives me a stop to rain as well, because at the moment I'm not looking too great against rain. Yeah, I've got the sand and I guess Zapdos, so Seismitoad is the kind of final nail in the coffin, I guess, for rain. So, you know, I get to kind of stop that. And also Dracovish. I have a kind of check to Dracovish with the water absorb immunity, obviously. So, I say that. I've also got Tangler, which I'm going to be talking about in a moment. But yeah, I picked up Seismitoad. It's a really fun Bulky-Wart to use. And because I don't have kind of a prevalent grass weakness, I thought, you know, the quad grass weakness would be okay. You know, I can patch it up later, even if I do manage to pick up some more grass weaknesses along the line. But yeah, Seismitoad, great mon, great stealth rocker, great pivot. The only thing I wish it did get was U-turn or flip turn. I think it'd be such a great mon. Honestly, I think it would go to S tier. Not S tier, you know what I mean, but like it would be so much stronger with that kind of initiative move. But Game Freak just says no, I guess. So yeah, that's Seismitoad. Next up we have Ditto, and I was like, well, I'm starting to run out of points. It's a very top-heavy draft, as you can see, and the points kind of fall off after this. And I had a tough time deciding whether I'm gonna have a Dragon type this season with everything that was left on the board. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be bold here. I'm not gonna draft a Dragon type. I'm actually just gonna draft Ditto because, first of all, I can copy anyone's Dragon type, but also, why would I have one S tier when I could have two? You know what I mean? I can copy their S tier too, so that's nice. I feel like it may have been a little bit early for Ditto, but again, it's one of those months that I kind of wanted to use. And also, with Pheromosa, obviously not a lot of things are going to be outspeeding it, so you either want to have a Choice Scarfer or bring some kind of setup, and obviously Ditto is going to want to kind of prevent that, and it's going to force a lot of prep for my opponents, which is great. It's one of those ones where you've got to think about, if I bring setup, I'm going to have to bring sub, or if I bring setup, I can't have a move that's going to, you know, be super effective against my entire team or whatever. So I'm looking forward to using Ditto for sure, and hopefully it is going to put off some prep for my opponents, which will be fun. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink, probably going to edit this out, so enjoy this. Alright, and we're back. So brief edit there, sorry. I had a coughing fit. I've even popped a strep still I've got in my mouth right now. You know, we like to treat ourselves to a lozenge. We're trying to get a healthy body, yes queen. What the fuck am I talking about? So we're talking about Ditto, so now we're going to move on to Tangela. Now, for those of you that know me, I guess, or those of you that are watching from the PTL, would know that Tangela is my baby. I love Tangela so much. I've picked up last season of the PTL, and it ended up being my MVP. It was nearly my kill leader on a team with Protean Greninja and Mega Morwell. Tangela is just one of those mons where for some reason I use it really well, and hopefully we're gonna kind of continue that theme. I think it's a really great value pick, kind of up there with the likes of like Thwacky and Greedon. Obviously they all perform different roles, but yeah, Tangela is an incredibly good budget pick. I needed, you know, I needed my grass type, and I also needed something to pair nicely with Slowking in terms of a regen core, and I didn't really kind of have the points to do that, and I was like, you know what, Tangela's still around. It's, yeah, I've used it before, but you know what, fuck it. If I've used it before and I've used it well, we're going to pick it up and we're going to do it again. So my team is definitely looking a bit top heavy at the moment, with budget picks going quite early on. But to be honest, I think Tangela is worth a lot more than 5 points, especially in the hands of me. Not to toot my own horn, but I do feel like I've used it well, and I'm gonna prove to everybody that it is a great mon. Hopefully, I'm not gonna push up its budget and its points, because that's gonna come around and bite me in the ass next season when I probably pick it up again. Spoiler alert. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting carried away. But yeah, Tangela is such a cool mon. It's very fun to use, and I'm looking forward to kind of using it this season as obviously a bulky pivot. Who knows, maybe a couple of weeks I'll bring it offensively as well, but we'll have that to look forward to. Next up, we have something that I didn't ever really see myself drafting, which is Registeel. I kind of needed an answer to, I guess, dragon types in general. And I don't know, Steel is such a good typing to have. I feel like it's an important one to have on a team. Dragon types, not so much. Like, yeah, they're great, but I feel like you can get away with not having a dragon type, whereas with Steel and Fairy, you kind of need both of those. And with kind of the points I had left to play with, Registeel was kind of the best option for me. I was really tempted, because Aegislash was still around at this point. I was like, you know what, I might go Bullstorm and say, fuck it, I'm gonna get Aegislash. But I was like, no, you know what, I want to kind of have a well-rounded draft. I want to have lots of different things, and most importantly, I need a good ice resist. So I kind of needed something for Kyurem, and I feel like Registeel was kind of the best answer with the points I had available to me at the time. It also gives me another Stealth Rocker, but I don't know, I am kind of iffy about this pick. I've not used Registeel before, and I have seen other people use that. I'm not a big fan of it, but we'll see. Maybe he'll do a lot for me this season. Maybe I'll be proved wrong. I don't know. I do think it's a bit of a passive Pokemon, but hopefully, you know, I'll be able to use it well, and it'll kind of just fulfill its role in being nice resist and making sure I don't use the Weavile or something. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, that's the Registeel. And then next up we got the Comfey. Comfey is a mon that I have never used before, but I've always kind of wanted to. It's got some interesting stats. On paper it looks kind of cool, but it does kind of it's kind of lackluster in kind of the offensive department, which I guess isn't the end of the world, because, you know, 9 times out of 10 when you draft a Fairy, you're going to be using it defensively anyway. But I chose Comfey for a number of reasons. Mainly I needed an Urshifu check, but also, you know, Prankster. Priority Triage is nice. You got that base 100 stat speed as well, which is nice. And also it gets U-turn. But mainly I chose Comfey for its utility. But to be honest, the main reason I chose Comfey was so I had an Urshifu check. So I don't get completely bent over by the fucking Shifu spam. Yeah, I don't know what else to say to this really. I'm looking forward to using Comfey. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Again, one of those lower tier mons that hopefully I get to use well. But we'll see. So I'm noticing now that, you know, we're coming towards the end of the draft, and my speed tiers are pretty shocking. Like, you've got Pheromosa, and then the next fastest thing is obviously Zapdos, which is base 100. So things like Taunty can be modest, which isn't great. So I decided to pick up Cincino, which gives me a 115 base speed tier, another U-turner, and honestly, for 4 points, I feel like this is a really good budget pick. It's unusually, like, I think it's quite powerful. It was between this and Tauros, and to be honest, I thought Cincino had slightly better coverage, and also I needed another knockoff user, because currently my only knockoff users are Seismitoad and Tangela, which isn't the greatest, but I've also got Ditto. You know, Ditto can also be a knockoff user. It can be anything you want it to be, baby. But no, I did need another knockoff user. And to be honest, Cincino's coverage is surprisingly really good, so I'm really looking forward to using that thing. It's got Technician and obviously Skill Link with, you know, Bullet Seed, Rock Blast, stuff like that, Stale Slap. So it's going to be interesting for sure. The only thing that I am worried about is this team, I feel like, is incredibly weak to Rocky Helmet spam. So I feel like I am going to be forced to bring protective pads on my offensive threats, which isn't great. Hopefully people don't figure that out, but we'll see. We'll come to that problem, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, I'm really excited to use Cincino. I think it's a really great budget pick. For 4 points, you get a great speed tier, a load of coverage, and another pivot mon as well. So yeah, looking forward to using it. Next up we have Glaceon. Now, Glaceon on paper looks like it can do things. I mean, in practicality, not so much probably. Its lack of coverage will probably let it down, but to be honest, I needed an ice resist, and I had 3 points left at this point, so I was like, well, you know what, I'm gonna go for an ice resist. It also means, you know, it also deters grass types and ground types, which, I mean, I feel like I struggle a bit more with ground types. Then again, I do have the Tangler and the Zapdos, so maybe I'm just talking shit. So Glaceon's kind of there as a deterrent for those. But also, on paper, like, its special attack stat is really strong, and I think Freeze Dry will also really benefit me. Mainly I kind of wanted something to switch into Ice Beams, because at the moment I don't really have that other than Registeel, and to be honest, I feel like I'm not going to bring Registeel every week. You know, as important as Steel typing is, it's just not always going to have the matchups, and maybe Glaceon will, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to use for sure. I know it gets Wish and Heal Bell, so maybe I can kind of use it as a Cleric as well, so who knows, it's going to have some interesting team options for sure, but I feel like with, you know, what I already had on the team, Glaceon was kind of just a nice fit, to be honest. And the same goes for Magmar. Now obviously I only had 1 point to play with, and I was like, well, I think I'd rather have a fire type than a dragon type, a 1 point dragon type, which would have been, I don't know, Shelgon or Sliggoo. And I thought, well, Magmar's base 97 speed, that's not terrible, it's kind of respectable with the speed tiers that I've got. And it actually has some pretty decent coverage on both physically and special side. And it is surprisingly bulky for an NFE, so hopefully we'll get to see Magmar do some things. Maybe I'll run it Boots, maybe I'll run it Choice Scarf, maybe I won't bring it at all. But I'm actually really excited for Magmar. I've run some calcs against certain things, and some of the calcs are quite surprising. It can hit hard if I, you know, kind of enable it to, I guess. But I feel like with my speed tiers and kind of my team options in general, I feel like Magmar was a nice fit. It also gives me surprising priority with Mach Punch. I'm pretty sure it gets Mach Punch. Maybe I'm talking out my ass, who knows. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get Magmar, and we're gonna see where this journey takes us. So that concludes my kind of draft analysis. I say it's a draft analysis, I'm kind of just going over what I picked and why. Probably not the best reasons behind stuff and things, but you know what? It is what it is. It's a very top-heavy draft, but I'm pleased with it. There's a lot of things in here that I'm excited to use, and a lot of things that I've used well in the past. So who knows? Maybe we'll go undefeated in the season. Who knows? Maybe we'll go the other end. Maybe we'll lose every game. But you know what? I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing what this team can do, and also some of the like potential for meme sets as well is going to be fun. So yeah, that's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you soon with my week 1 against Dr. Slacking. So right off the bat, we are facing someone that's completely terrifying. Hopefully we manage to do okay against Matt, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Oh my god, how do I do outros? Is that a good— I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna go. Okay, bye.